Hello, all guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, brought to you on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout. Watched a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob. Haven't watched nearly as much wrestling, and I sang death, death, devil, 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 evil, 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 evil songs. Hell, you know that's how I get along.
I don't know what you're singing, so
Well, death, death, devil, devil, evil, evil. Song,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that's from.
Well,
so.
You don't need to, because it doesn't matter where it's from. What it matters is what it's about, which is, death, death, devil, 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 evil, evil, evil. Because the temple's all about death right now. It's a darker place.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, because it's Mil Muertes. 1,000 deaths. Death, death, devil, devil, evil, evil.
Yeah, so we're continuing on with Lucha Underground Season 2 tonight.
This motherfucker's politicking backstage. No sold my song. Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick out at 3.1. All right, that's finished. Last time we were here, we watched Season 2, episodes 3 and 4. The Hunt is on, and Cerro Miedo, and matches happened, but I feel like who cares, because we got lore dumped multiple times, and they were all insane.
Oh my god. Secret undercover police, time traveling spacemen, snakes.
The retconned in secret undercover cop angle was the third most ridiculous lore dump of the episodes.
Oh my god. I love it. No, I hope it gets goofier from here. I hope it's all pedal to the metal from here on out. No breaks, no nothing. We are at Lucha Underground has hit its stride, okay? We had our, like we discussed, we had our first season that, it kind of brought people in, and now that like they have their solid platform, their solid ratings, they're like, fuck it, in for a penny, in for a pound. Who cares? Just it's like that one fucking Key and Peele sketch where it's like the writer's room for Gremlins 2, and it's like, sexy gremlin. That's a gremlin now. It's like that's the pitch room for Lucha Underground. Secret undercover cop. That's a lucha now.
Yeah.
Time traveling spaceman. That's a lucha now.
So let's just open with the lore.
Yes.
We learned last time that 1,000 years ago, it was an ancient Aztec chieftain was like, the tribes must be united in order to stop the great evil that is coming. But they can't stop warring.
We don't know.
But they can't stop warring with each other.
Damn.
But sometime in the future, an opportunity will arise. And Aerostar, who is a time traveler, as we learned.
Yes.
As he was there in the 11th century Azteca, and is like, all right, I'm going to go to the future when the opportunity to unite the tribes comes again.
Aerostar,
and he blasts off into space.
Still looking like goofy ass Iron Man luchador in 11th century Azteca. I have to wonder if like he actually did time traveling, or he just did like a bunch of like space flight meandering to like make the light years pass to come back to Earth at the right time.
So instead we're suggesting he is like presumably immortal, and he just fucked around in the vastness of space for 1,000 years.
Are you saying this makes any less sense than any of the other lore that we've been dumped on recently?
I suppose it could work.
It could work. Look, if we have a fucking reincarnated dragon man who is pretty immortal himself and still somehow loses matches, and a zombie man who still manages to get an arm broken, an immortal, super mega evil, scary monster, powerful zombie man who still manages to get his arm broken, I think we can have a mid-card immortal space traveler.
Actually, it's always a risky time we open the Pandora's box that is dragon lore in this series. But now that you mention it, how old is Drago supposed to be? When did we poach the dragons to extinction?
Yeah, that's a good point. Was it? I assumed it was like an ancient Azteca problem, but fuck, who knows? Maybe it was only like back in the 80s or some shit.
Okay, so we're just gonna accept right now that the reason there are no more dragons is Ronald Reagan. That is what we're gonna say
Yes!
right now.
Yes!
This is Ronald Reagan's fault.
Headcanon, obviously. Obviously.
It was
Ronald
part
Reagan.
you remember the war on drugs, but you forgot about the war on dragons.
Ronald Reagan said all the hellfire will trickle back down to the dragons. Spoiler alert, no the fuck it didn't.
He gave supply side dragonomics.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying that Ronald Reagan supported?
And that's how all the dragons died, right? Because Ronald Reagan malnourished them with supply side dragonomics, but Drago managed to, I don't know, fucking hoard enough of the resources for himself to survive. Is he the Draco bourgeois? Is that how he managed to make it?
We haven't considered that perhaps Drago was part of the 1% of dragons.
Oh! And there are only 100 of them, so he's the only one.
He is the 1%.
He is the 1%.
Yeah, I don't want to think that Drago was potentially a Ronald Reagan supporter. So I think we got to cut this off right here to be
Austin,
safe.
I think we might need to start considering that. Drago, Ronald Reagan sip.
Anywho, other things that we learned on this episode that aren't just shit we just made up right now.
I swear to God, we're not improving this, guys.
Is that Mr. Is Cortez Castro, as we have come to learn him, is actually Robbie Reyes, undercover cop. And he has been trying to build a case against Dario Cueto for the past year, but his police chief is like, you're getting nowhere and you're too close to the case. We got to send another guy in. And who we send in is alleged rapist Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
He's coming in here.
That's unfortunate. Alleged rapist who plays a sex pest on TV, Joey Ryan. Oh, yikes.
Oof, and also owie.
Oof, and also eef, ooh, ow.
Yeah, but apparently he tried to have Dario arrested for the murder of Bale, and the police chief was like, we got bigger fish to fry than just than the murder of a street punk.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, fucking take your chance where you can get them. Like right now, this
absolutely feels like if in the 30s the feds were like, fuck that tax evasion shit for Al Capone. We got bigger fish to fry.
We're literally on the precipice of like getting Donald Trump for like minor campaign finance fraud problems. Like, fucking take what you could get, my guy. If you have a witness to murder on your police force, just do that. Just do that shit. Make it happen.
Right. Like, if he goes to jail for the murder of some random street thug, that is just as good as if he went to jail for whatever you're hoping to send him to jail for.
What I still don't understand what exactly they're trying to send him to jail for. Like,
I have theories from what I vaguely remember,
like murdering other people, because I don't think they were interested in or even fully believe the occult shit that he's into. So, like, I don't know. But like, he got him on murder.
Mm-hmm. But it's been too long for me. I don't quite remember the what they're trying to nail him for.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be worth the wait, and I'm sure it'll make complete sense why they didn't just bring him in on murder one when it comes to bail.
Yeah, the extremely easy the evidence you have as much evidence as you're gonna get that Bale died.
But Austin, you don't understand. He's in too deep. Reyes is in too deep.
Yeah, so
I
now
mean, we don't know, but he's in too deep.
we've completely recontextualized Cortez Castro's relationships within the temple. And now Joey Ryan is also here,
To be a
ostensibly to
prick.
also be an undercover cop, but he's a really bad one.
He's
So
he's he's awful, and I think it's just he's just got a very inappropriate, misused boner.
mhm. Finally, we also, while Rey Mysterio and El Dragon Azteca Jr. were doing
Yes.
some training montage, we learned that way back in the day, the original El Dragon Azteca and Dario Cueto Sr. Had a dream of a return to the original Aztec warfare, but now done under with honor, with the honor of lucha libre.
Yes.
And but Dario Sr. got a little too into the occult and appeasing the dark gods. And he got
Damn.
into the dark magics and he sacrificed his infant son Matanza so that a god may inhabit his body.
Yeah, again, whoever wrote this shit is just I'm glad you are a fan of the works of H.P. Lovecraft, buddy. Keep it up. No, fucking you let one guy, you delegate the occult contact responsibilities to one guy, and all of a sudden it's that is not dead which can eternal life all the goddamn time at every
God
meeting,
damn it.
son of a bitch. So God,
This is why you can't trust the groups in group
True.
projects. Is
True. You always have to have like an oversight committee or whatever. Ugh,
yeah, and again, shockingly, despite the fact that we're talking about like infant sacrifice and dark evil magics, El Dragon Azteca does in fact like stop working with Dario, but it's not like I can never trust you again. You are a monster that must be defeated kind of a way. It's like our interests are no longer aligned. So I think it would be in our best interest to mutually depart.
El Dragon Azteca put in his 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, like it was a very amicable split up despite the dark magic shit. But
once you sacrifice your son's soul to house an eldritch demon, I realized that this company was going in a different direction than my own personal goals.
Yeah, but they made a pact to never ever encroach on each other's territories, and Dario sealed it with dark magic, whatever the fuck that means.
I don't
And
even know
so that is why there was the big hullabaloo about like El Dragon Azteca stepping into the temple and then El Dragon Azteca getting murdered in the temple.
Yeah,
It's because
but now I want to know where
magical pacts are being violated here.
I know. I want to know where I want to know where the fuck El Dragon Azteca's turf is. I also so like and if will Dario ever go there? Who knows? I would love to see if like that shit gets visited from the other side. Also, I want to know exactly how the dark magic determined like what the turf is. Like, does it like form fit to a building or whatever? Like, does it form fit to the temple, or is it just a radius? And like El Dragon Azteca could accidentally cross it and then just like keel over a heart attack because
I feel like you would. I feel like it's almost intent based. Like you kind of have to know because because apparently this pact works with Dario Jr. even though he wasn't the one involved, and like Dario has only had this temple for a year. And apparently it still fits under the temple logic. So under the magic Hell's magic. So I kind of feel like it's almost like intent based, like good faith intent based, like
very nuanced devil contract.
Like
you know what?
You can't just bullshit and be like the whole world is I consider my territory. But it is willing to like abide. It is willing to like abide by what you consider your turf as a criminal enterprise.
Dario Cueto Sr. got in touch with Beelzebub Esquire to finalize all the details of this.
Oh yeah, get that. May break down the property.
An initial here.
Mm-hmm. He the greatest dark magic of all, bureaucracy.
No, contract law.
That's what he signed it with.
As someone who's dating a lawyer who has bitched nonstop about contracts class even years after taking it, I know, I guess secondhand how dark and evil that shit is, man. It's awful stuff. You don't want to go anywhere near that. Your soul gets it's a whole thing.
Yeah. So matches that happened on this show is Cobra Moon debuted and defeated Bengala. A little rough around the edges as Cobra Moon is leaning really heavy into I'm a snake.
I'm a feather snake.
Mm-hmm. Jack Evans defeated Drago and now believes that he, in fact, is the Dragon Slayer.
He's like, I invented dragons, actually.
I invented dragons so that I could kill them.
Absolutely.
King Cuerno was offered by Katrina to have one last opportunity at Phoenix and to like murderize him, and you don't even have to put your title on the line. And he faces Phoenix in a last luchador standing match and then proceeds to lose.
Yes. Which is great.
Pretty sick way to lose, though, to be honest. Fall off a ladder into a table.
That was sick. That was so fucking sick, dude. That was a wild ass match. I was super here for that.
Yeah. Then we had on the Menage a Trois of Brutality. Defeating Angelico, Evilise, and Son of Havoc, defeating the new crew, Chavo, Cisco, and Cortez Castro. Then the crew bickers. It looks like they're going to break up as quickly as they began as a group. But then don't worry, Tejano is here to make sure this group stays united against a common enemy. Isn't that great?
Yay, Tejano's back.
Oh, yeah. Also, Tejano got in a bar fight, but it was cool because the bartender is a big Lucha Underground fan. So
and had a fucking bullwhip ready to go for him.
Yeah, goddamn, so it's Simps, all man. Good on that.
Yay, the guys I care most about. Tejano.
Cage beat the ever-loving fuck out of Joey Ryan.
And
that was hilarious.
That felt good to see. We love us some Cage and we hate us some Joey Ryan. So you know what? I'm here for it.
But after the match, Johnny Mundo attacked Cage and then got his ass kicked as well. Mundo's going to need some backup. I think he needs some help here because
I don't know where the fuck
is not working.
Help. He's like the most unlikable bastard. How can you look, I love me some Mundo, but I know everyone else fucking hates him. So who we gonna get?
And then Prince Puma, after being mocked for Conan's murder.
Your mentor's dead, loser.
And he's also in hell. I feel like that was the implied what she was just saying. But yes. It's like your mentor is dead and also is in hell.
And also he's in hell. Fuck you. Everything you stood for is a lie.
Mm-hmm. He faces Pentagon Jr. and despite Vampiro begging Pentagon to stop fucking around, he fucked around and then he found out. And by found out, I mean lost.
The worst way to find out. Yeah,
he lost.
Vampiro, who's done a complete fucking 180 on in the first couple episodes, not wanting to say a goddamn word about Pentagon, is now like just sucking him off on commentary constantly. So I'm sure we're gonna get more development on whatever the fuck is going on between the two of them. I know they got
I hope every 2 episodes he changes his opinion.
Me
Pentagon
too.
Jr.
Fucking Vampiro put on his Facebook profile, his relationship status. It's complicated.
Yeah. And then after the match, Puma threatened to break Pentagon's arm, but then decided not to and just gloat about the fact that if I wanted to, I could have broken your arm.
Absolutely.
I want you to remember that.
What a virtuous man.
And then, as we end the episode, Sexy Star we see Sexy Star running down the hallway and runs into Willie Mack, and she's like, Moth did this to me, and it's not him,
Moth.
Her. And we haven't seen her, but Marty's sister has at the very least followed Sexy Star back to the temple.
Man, that shit's so weird. I don't know what the fuck they're going for with that whole Marty the Moth is a creepy preppy kid with a crazy maybe deformed sister. I don't know where the fuck they're going with that, but it's going to get interesting.
So tonight we are watching only one episode this time.
Oh,
To stretch out ourselves. I like that we did season 1 in 2 years. It's like, what if we did 2 years for every season? Uh, season 2 is significantly shorter at only 29
yeah.
episodes, 26 episodes,
Ooh,
as opposed to the 39 that was in season 1. So we are going to be spending the next several times of Lucha Underground only doing one episode at a time here.
ooh.
Uh,
Oh, yes.
Probably nice for those of you who are listening and hoping that we wouldn't have another 3-hour podcasts.
We do this for you, people.
Yeah. So tonight is episode 5, season 2, episode 5, The Machine.
KG boy, I love it.
Yeah, so the what our Wikipedia episode descriptor says is Johnny Mundo battles the Machine Cage, and Tejano returns for revenge against Chavo Guerrero and the crew.
Sure.
One of those is exciting.
One of these is very exciting. The other is Chavo Guerrero and Tejano.
Yeah. So, if you would like to watch along with us, I mean, Amazon is an option. All the seasons are available on I believe, I'm pretty sure Amazon Video, I'm pretty sure carries it. I know
I'm pretty
iTunes
sure, yeah.
does. Apple 100% carries all the seasons. Of course, as an option.
Was while I'm laughing.
Yeah, as an option, there, if you go looking in certain corners of the internet, you can find it.
Yo ho.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Tubi no longer carries Lucha Underground.
Boo! Fuck Tubi. Fuck Tubi.
Well, hold on to that for a couple more weeks. We'll cycle back to that.
Oh, are we unfucking Tubi because of the weird ass?
We are unfucking Tubi for something, but that is foreshadowing for a couple weeks from now.
Oh.
All right. So, again, we will be back in the back half to discuss Lucha Underground season 2, episode 5.
Hell yeah.
And we are back. We have finished Lucha Underground season 2, episode 5, The Machine.
It got weirder. How did it get weirder?
I halfway through the episode, I was preparing mentally in my head how I was going to open talking about this. And I was going to be like, sometimes things are a little bit fillery. And and that's okay. And when we watch 2 episodes at a time, it's easier to kind of not see the filler stuff as filler.
Mm-hmm.
But then the back half of the episode happened, and everything kind of went insane.
Yeah. Oh my god, it got weirder. How did that happen?
Dario Cueto started talking to Black Lotus, and I'm like, holy goddamn
my
shit.
God. Dude, fucking Kyle was watching with me earlier, and I was just like, he and I were both laughing at some of the absolutely wild shit that was going on.
I wrote down Dario Cueto's monologue word for word.
How did I know you would? How did I know you would?
Okay. Because that I love doing these long quotes on this podcast.
Yes,
and
you do.
Yes,
it's so funny. I write down.
This is a villain origin story.
I just write down these like vague, jokey paraphrases, and you're like, we're getting this shit in totality.
It needs to be heard. Everyone needs to hear this entire speech, word for word.
It's so fucking. Oh my god! It's yeah. All right, yeah.
And
we'll
it's
get
not
there.
even the first one of the episode, because we open with Pentagon Jr. in the dojo, bowing to the master.
Yes. Real quick, we start with like a recap of everything we've done so far. I just want to like make a comment off the bat of like, man, this episode that's the main event is Johnny Mundo versus Brian Cage. I love Johnny Mundo still. He's still a good guy in my heart. But also, like, I can't deny he does make for a really great, like, vain heel. Like, he plays that role really well.
He so does.
And one of my favorite things about his heel transformation is, like, you can tell he's a prissy heel now because he wears pink.
He is getting into his pink here.
Yes, he wears pink. He's not wearing all black, so that means he's a prissy, pretty boy heel, and we should all hate him. Fuck that man.
Fuck
How
that
dare
guy.
he? How
Yeah.
dare he wear pink?
Yeah, so back in the dojo is the master explains that Ian Hodgkinson had he locked the Vampiro away in the dark corner of his mind. But what Ian hadn't managed to realize is that Vampiro was still the one in control here. And Ian just believed they were the voices in his head. And the master was sought out an apprentice to carry on his work as well as to free him from Ian's mind so he could take full control once again. So they're kind of explaining this like Vampiro Ian Hodgkinson dynamic here.
Yeah, so Vampiro clearly hasn't been taking his meds.
No,
he hasn't been taking his meds.
He is the master again
this entire time. Yeah, so much for that, like, early, I don't want to talk about Pentagon. Nope, he's back.
Sometime in there, he stopped taking. I'm willing to say he tried the antipsychotics for like a week. And then Vampiro came back.
Man, it sure would have been cool to like actually see any of that journey. Just as much as it would have been cool to see him actually like spending time in that psych ward or like figure out how he got there.
Look, I'm perfectly willing to say that a big problem with this whole storyline is they just don't do enough of that on screen. I honestly forgot this promo even happened.
I mean, it was a good promo, but like, couldn't we have seen any of him like wrestling with his like feelings over this instead of just being like 1 week? No, I don't want anything to do with that Pentagon guy. Then the next episode he's like sucking Pentagon off on commentary, and this episode he's like, I'm back, baby, and I'm crazier than ever.
I'm wondering if like Vampiro didn't want to do a bunch of the pre-tape stuff, or the producers felt like they didn't want to put a lot of time into Vampiro as a part-time at best wrestler for that kind of thing.
I think a lot of it is just like they have too much to juggle in like 45-minute increments.
Yeah. And they just decided that the Vampiro arc for a guy who is just a commentator and in a vague sense of the word, a manager.
Yes.
They look at that and they say that's the least essential thing to like show on screen because he's not getting back in the ring.
People will get the gist. It's fine.
Yeah, it's whatever. The story is not about him. It's about Pentagon. Yes. So we can afford to skimp through it. But it sucks because it's such an interesting story.
I know, and I feel like he would have acted it. I feel like he would have acted it like, well. So, whatever.
Whatever. But it all after Vampiro origin monologues, he like tells Pentagon that you need to just never stop until you get what you want. Let nothing get in your way, not even her.
Her? Oh God, there's more lore.
It pans to Katrina. So
that's Katrina?
Yeah, that was Katrina.
Oh,
that sets up the thing he does later. It's an old timey picture of her in a newspaper looking thing, but that's her.
Okay. I thought it was some like lost lady love or something.
No,
that, like it looked like a locket picture. Okay, all right. I was like, what the? Oh my God! Why are we adding even more lore shit?
No. Okay. He was talking about Katrina.
It's Katrina. Okay, that makes it a little bit better. Okay. We then cut to, actual commentary, where we see Vampiro, wearing glasses, definitely trying to, like, Clark Kent his way through being Ian Hodgkinson.
I wonder if the fact that he calls himself Vampiro on commentary had any negative effects on his mental health, giving our understanding of the Vampiro Ian Hodgkinson dynamic now.
Well, I mean, there is plenty of psychological research to indicate that like even small little tokens like that can affect your psyche and deeply influence your
Mm-hmm.
subconscious. But nah, I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. It was all in
Rip,
good fun, just a fun nostalgic callback to his old persona as a wrestler.
Rip Ian Hodgkinson, who's like, I gotta use the stage name that everybody knows me by, but that's also the name of the dark evil personality I have in my brain.
Was the evil personality like duality thing ever something that was like played up during his actual career?
No, this is a Lucha Underground exclusive.
Of course it is. God damn it, Rob Rod.
I mean,
it's
he
an
always,
interesting concept.
he always played himself as like this dark, demented, damaged weirdo in his regular career.
Yeah, but like, you just kind of assume that he's an emo, you know, like.
Yeah, he's just some emo, but no, it's a lot darker than that. Classic Lucha Underground.
Classic Lucha Underground. We got to make everything 10 times dark. And also, what the fuck kind of loser is named Ian Hodgkinson anyway? Anywho.
Yeah. So the first match of the show is Jack Evans. Before Melissa can announce Jack, he wrestles the microphone away from her because he's like, get, we're done with amateur hour here. Let a professional handle it.
Yes.
And he
so apparently, I guess he invented announcing too, ring announcing.
Yeah, he gets up on the turnbuckle and the crowd's booing when he's like, "Quiet down! The hero you never knew you had is about to speak."
Jack Evans is better than you, and you know it.
He spits some bars, honestly.
Cuts like this vitriolic promo against like Drago and how he's the best and he's the Dragon Slayer, yada yada yada. He's talking a lot of mad shit, and then extolling his own virtues in the process. And then he hands the mic back to Melissa and goes, "That's how you do your job." Which the announcer is supposed to cut promos against wrestlers and extolling her own virtue.
That would be.
I don't. In fact, think that is how she's supposed to do her job, Jack. But you know. Good try, A for effort.
But he is taking on the Dare Wolf.
Dare Wolf. Dare Castle.
PJ Black. This match early on, PJ Black gets the advantage, including doing some shithousery. Like Jack Evans did his stupid, back flippity flip into like an eye poke thing, but PJ Black poked him in the eye.
I will say, Jack Evans did try to like pull the fucking like handshake fake out shit at the beginning of the match. And oh my god, I have so many fucking commentary notes tonight, dude. Holy shit. Vampiro tells Matt Striker that if the two of them were to wrestle, Vamp would also do him dirty with like that kind of like cheap shot filthy trick shit. Which like way to disrespect the man who you call like your brother, your best friend, your mentor, your lover. But no,
hey man, in the ring, anything goes,
Yeah, they leave it all at the ringside. All right, fuck. Also, as PJ Black is starting to get the advantage, Vampiro says that he hates to say it, but Jack is getting schooled, which is something Vampiro never thought he'd see in a Jack Evans match. Which did Jack Evans not spend his like the entirety of his time last season like pretty much getting his shit rocked? He got schooled a lot, Vamp.
Yeah, he won a decent amount, but he was not some dominant force. Was Jack Evans?
I think you've seen him get schooled a number of times, Vamp. But okay, and fucking motherfucking Striker. Okay, I don't know what. I can't remember what the fuck happened. I can't remember but PJ Black pulled some kind of reversal on Jack Evans. And motherfucking Matt Striker says, as Jack gets Kerouac, PJ Black on the attack.
Striker! I noted that. And even Vampiro was like, dude.
It was like, what the fuck did you just say? God, I had to pause that and rewind a couple times. And that was one of those, like, Kyle was, like, working, but he looked up from his computer and he goes, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah, we also don't know.
Man, Striker, I know we've been making fun of you for, like, not doing so good with your words, but that didn't mean we want you to swing all the way to the other end of the spectrum and become a fucking linguistic douchebag, okay? Tone it down. Something else happens that Vampiro gets Vampiro to say, like, brother, like, 6 times in a row, killing 5 more people with that drinking game.
Yeah. the match doesn't get going for very long, and then we see up on where like the storage roof balcony is, we see Drago in, first of all, this gigantic mask.
Goofy ass Elton John tier fucking sparkly deer skull mask, maybe?
I think it's supposed to be like a dragon mask.
I don't know. It was fucking huge.
And then
it's black and bedazzled, and he has the goddamn nunchucks.
He also is flipping his nunchucks.
He's just flipping his nunchucks menacingly.
Calm down, son. It's only a drawing.
It's only a Drago.
So Jack is like, hey, he's like, he gets mad, and then he leaves the ring, goes and gets a water bottle and a chair. Okay, he drinks from the water bottle. He chucks it at Drago, and Drago sidesteps the bottle.
No. Drago doesn't even sidestep. Drago, like, vaguely, like, leads out of the way. Like, you know the whole, like, you know how in, like, the fucking Star Wars Special Edition, George Lucas, like, edited Han to, like, you know, fucking tilt his head out of the way of Greedo's shot so they could do Greedo's shot first. It was like that, but even more, like, low-key and subtle. Jack Evans used water bottle throw. It wasn't very effective. All Drago needed to do was just like vaguely
Jack shot first.
Yeah, vaguely
that's now canon.
Tilts his head out of the way. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then all that nonsense, PJ Black grabs Jack. Hey, and then hits the Black Diamond, which is basically you get someone up on your over your shoulder and then hit them with a cutter. For a 2 count. They're shocked at that, but at this point, Drago comes on down to the ring, and they're fighting in the ropes. Drago goes to Dragon Mist Jack in the face. He hits PJ Black instead, and Jack Evans rolls up PJ Black for the win.
That feeling when you don't understand how my GM mode works and you schedule a run in against the wrong person.
That is basically what happened here.
Yes, pretty much. And just as it happens in my GM mode, oh no, a new rivalry has started. As Jack Evans leaves the ring, Drago kind of watches after Jack Evans. Then he looks back in the ring and sees PJ in the ring with his with Drago's nunchucks.
He's mad. He's picked up the nunchucks.
He's looking at them intensely. And the rivalry rose.
A new rivalry has started.
Yes.
And after that, we got I have had to sit on this for so long.
Oh,
I am ready.
My God. Let me just run you down my notes as this segment started up.
Feel free, as I basically have no notes on this. So
what the fuck? Enter tab. Who the fuck? Enter tab. Why the fuck? Enter tab. In all caps, spaced out with like 10 question marks. Famous B?
Yeah, so Jobber, Famous B from season 1.
Yes, the super cool motherfucker.
Last we saw him was arm broken by Pentagon Jr., as he did to many jobbers last year.
As he did to many a jobber.
Famous B is now back. He is in this like used. It's not even he looks like a used car salesman, but he's in like an empty trash lot.
He literally looks like he's in the Lucha Underground parking lot.
He looks like he's in a junkyard.
He looks like he's in the Lucha Underground parking lot. That's what it looked like to me. They shot this just outside the temple.
And he's basically like you are never going to be remembered when you die unless you come to me, Famous B. And he sells his number, 423 get fame. That's 423 get fame. He'll turn you from a jobber into a robber. And oh my
God.
What
the fuck does that even mean?
It's evocative. It gets the people going. They needed something to rhyme with jobber, and I am so happy that Famous B with the 423 get fame gimmick is finally here.
Which is apparently a number they actually made work.
Yes. If you dial 423 get fame, you will be taken to a automated voicemail from Famous B. I will not encourage anyone to do that right now because the thing is, they changed the voicemail as the seasons went along to go along with his current storylines. So it's like
spoilers.
it would be, I mean, it's been a while since I've called the number, so I don't remember if it's spoilers. If it's not, we will come back to this, and I will tell you all that you can go call 423 Get Fame and leave a voicemail for Famous B as to why he should make you famous.
Man, there's something that's really special about like functioning phone numbers in wrestling. Like the fact that you can fucking call like the Smart Mark Sterling law firm to be like, I want to sue X wrestler.
I 100% called that number to
I know. I meant to.
I have called and left a voicemail on the 423 Get Fame line. I called and left a voicemail for the Smart Mark Sterling offices.
Austin is collecting wrestling gimmick voicemails, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
You'll love to see it.
We will be seeing more from Famous B.
Who is now like running a used car salesman gimmick. Oh boy, this shit's about to get even weirder. It just keeps line go up.
I was so excited. I was like, I'm finally this episode of season 2 where he debuts the 423 Get Fame.
I have to say, I do really like one of the things I really have come to appreciate about this podcast and the Lucha Underground arc as a whole in general is like when you, Austin, get your moments of like, I have been sitting on this and now I finally get to talk. It's so nice to watch you get to like relive this all and really appreciate the fact that we can now share this as it is unspoiled, as it were. It's delightful.
Mm-hmm. So then after that, we get to the second match of the show, King Cuerno versus
Killshot 2 sequel match. Because as we all know, there can only be one marksman-themed luchador with a black, white, and red color scheme in this temple.
Mm-hmm. The match
literally, I just really want to point this out. They are both marksman-themed masked luchadors with black, white, and red color schemes. You literally did a fucking palette swap.
This is some like this is Idris Elba's character meeting Peacemaker in the prison in the Suicide Squad.
This is Injustice 2 alt skin shit where you can turn fucking Huntress into Tiger or whatever the fuck. Like it's you're doing the same shit. But yeah.
Speaking of Killshot, I think we are close to getting his backstory vignette. It wasn't this episode, but I know it was early in season 2 where they got to that, where they gave us more of his backstory as a character.
Well, that's exciting. And I can see the path of that starting to be laid out because Stryker makes sure to take note on commentary of how last season he was really championing guys like Phoenix to get over, and he was proven right. Stryker feels vindicated in his personal phase, and he's like, this season, Killshot's my guy. I think he's great. I think we're about to see his star really rise. And I just really believe in him. And Vampiro, who desperately needs to take his medication, is like, are you trying to fucking make a bet with me right now? Are you trying to fucking wager money on this right fucking now?
He's like, no, dude.
Stryker's like, well, he's like, I mean, I guess if you want to make a bet, we can make a bet. And Vampiro's like, cool. And Stryker's like, all right, my leather jacket for your like something hoodie. And
for his, I don't remember his jacket for his Black Label Society hoodie.
His Black Label Society hoodie. And Vampiro's like, no, fuck that.
Fuck you, man.
So clearly Vamp isn't very confident in his chances here, obviously.
He doesn't want to bet his favorite band hoodie. Not happening.
It's too precious. It means too much. I mean, fair enough.
Yeah. So also this match is another non-title match for King Cuerno, and Matt Stryker is even more indignant about this.
Yeah, he's like his best guess is as to why Cuerno isn't like challenging for the title is like maybe he's trying to wait to build momentum, and that's how you know this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Also, at one point, fucking, this is a match of like Killshot's like he's a striky boy tonight. He's doing
This is
so
this
many.
is this is a match of like two dudes. Like we talked about how the alt image, the alt attire bullshit. They wrestled kind of like it. They both kind of
Yeah.
wrestled the exact same like strike heavy way, and were
It's
total evenly matched with each other.
It's this weird, like, it was a slow paced, kind of halting match, but like it did kind of work. Like it did read like two master
Mhm.
strategists trying to like read each other and move in, in like the very huntery way. But also like, goddamn, bro. We literally are just two iterations that like one of you step through a fucking alternate universe portal. We can't both be wearing the same thing. One of us has got to go back and change. um,
Yeah.
but during fucking at one point while Killshot's like doing some strikes on Cuerno, Vampiro, who thinks he's very clever, is like, this is he says, fucking he said that sounded like a gun.
Yeah, he said that when he did they were fighting on the outside, and King, like they were striking each other to the outside, and Cuerno got backed into the apron, and Killshot ran in and hit a drop kick.
That reminds me. There is one spot from earlier in this match that I want to call out that was kind of cool. So like Killshot got Cuerno to the outside. And Killshot did this thing where like Cuerno was standing just up against the apron.
Oh, I know. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, and fucking Killshot like he kind of like rolls and kicks through the ropes to Cuerno on the outside, like knocking him down. That was smooth as shit. That was actually really cool. God, Swerve is so good.
Swerve.
There's a later part where they Killshot tried to execute some move on Cuerno on the apron. I couldn't tell fully if it was like an intentional botch or not, but he kind of fucks it up. And Striker
is this when he dives over Cuerno? Or no, I know what you mean.
No,
okay.
He tries to go for, it wasn't a spear, it was
Striker. Okay, I know what you mean. Okay, so what is Killshot was trying to suplex Cuerno back into the apron. Cuerno pulled Killshot onto the apron with him, and then they were running at each other, and it looked like Killshot like grabbed Cuerno by the arm and yanked him down to the floor. But then Striker was like a attempted cutter there, and I'm like, no.
Okay, I wasn't sure because he comments on the attempted cutter question mark, and he blames it on the treacherous terrain of the temple, as if they weren't just like on the apron on even ground.
Where there's no room.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But like, I don't understand why he thinks it was a cutter, because like a cutter is basically you jump at somebody and yank them down neck first.
Yeah.
And so like that he didn't do anything that looked like he was trying to do a cutter.
No,
I don't know where he got the idea that was what he was doing.
That was part of my confusion. It almost looked he was like, I don't know, getting more ready for a move toward like Cuerno's midsection or something. I don't know, man. Also, I guess now that Striker has clearly mastered the English language, his new challenge to himself is to learn the Spanish language and also fuck that up in hilarious ways. Because he tries to say something in Spanish, and this is something he attempts again later in the episode that I'll touch on. But he tries to say something in Spanish, and like Vampiro has to correct him. So now that Striker's done everything
he's trying
he can
to become bilingual live on
he's trying to become lingual in his special shitty way. Also from Vampiro, as this is a very strike heavy match, they're talking about like the crowd reaction, and Vampiro tries to insist that like if you have the fans on your side, your strikes psychologically will hurt. He tries to run it from a psychological aspect, but he basically says if you have like the fans on your side, your strikes are gonna hurt 10 times more, which like that just reads to me like, let Killshot hear all of you out there. Do you believe? Like some Tinkerbell ass shit.
This is all wrestling moves operate on spirit bomb logic.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, despite having the fans on his side, his Killshot strikes didn't strike enough.
Yeah, Killshot Cuerno goes for a pile driver. Killshot does the rollover reverse to have him in a pile driver spot, but instead he goes for a reverse lung blower. I believe that is the correct term. A lung blower is when you basically take your knees and drop somebody's back into your knees.
Oh shit!
And then,
okay, that thing.
And a reverse lung blower is because he dropped his chest into his knees.
Okay. So
and
you
so
reverse the.
he's got him down, and then Vampiro tries to be like, stop playing to the crowd. He really wasn't, but he was just going for like a big finish move off the top rope. He goes for a corkscrew dive. Cuerno rolls out of the way. Thrill of the hunt from Cuerno for the win. And then after the match, Cuerno starts stomping him out, and Vampiro's like, he deserved that for that rookie mistake.
Yeah, okay, again, Vampiro's like ever waffling, pendulum swinging moral compass has swung back to just like endorsing insane heel bullshit.
After that, Cuerno is going for his new super pile driver move, the thrill of the kill. But Phoenix runs in to the ring. And
we gotta have Phoenix here to
bails.
save the day. Yep. It's like, no, fuck that. I'm out of here.
I'm done. We're out.
I'm done. Nope. Yeah, he learned his lesson after the last match.
Yeah, we'll be back to that later. We move then to the third match of the show. Tejano versus the Crew in a gauntlet match.
Yes, which commentary tries desperately to play up as another rivalry is about to hit its boiling point, as if this thing is isn't just barely past a simmer. But okay.
Yeah, this is a solid level 1 at best rivalry. They're like,
definitely a level 1 at best. Yeah. Fucking. I will say it was at this point that I checked the time on the episode, and I was like, oh shit, we're only 18 minutes in. We have like just over 26, like some 26, 27 left, and like, as much as you were talking about filler, like fuck, it's kind of cool because this episode is like stacked with matches.
They had a ton of matches. None of like super significance except for the main event, which is why up until after this match, I was like, well, this was a filler episode of Lucha Underground, I believe.
Yeah, but like fun matches still.
Yeah, so a gauntlet match is basically when you fight a group of guys one-on-one at a time until somebody wins, until either one side wins or you do.
Yes.
Or so the Crew comes out. Chavo is like, Mr. Cisco, get in there. And Matt Stryker is like, okay, so they're starting with the most dangerous man on the Crew.
Again, I say that for my money, Cisco's the most dangerous member of the Crew. Again, I don't know why the fuck they're trying to put over how dangerous Cisco is. Big axe. And then
Chavo tries to give Cisco directions on what to do. So he turns around. He turns back around. Super kick from Tejano. 1, 2, 3. Cisco is eliminated almost immediately.
Oh my god! I love how everybody in a gauntlet match, aside from like the main characters, turn into fucking jobber chumps.
Well, we can't have him just we can't have Tejano winning with his biggest move 3 times straight. So some of y'all gonna have to learn to lose to some lesser moves.
It'd be really interesting to watch a wrestler go through like a legitimately like really challenging like fucking gauntlet match, like a giant ass like Iron Man match length sort of spectacle with a bunch of like I was like sitting here, I was coming up with like so many like different fucking like alternate ideas for how I've seen gauntlet matches done, which is just like you just jobber everyone out until you hit like the main guy. Because like it'd be interesting to have like a fuller, less jobbery gauntlet match. I also think it'd be interesting to have like a fucking like 2-way like gauntlet elimination match sort of. I mean, I guess that's already a thing. That's like elimination chamber, I guess.
Yeah, it's gauntlet matches. You fall into this thing of like people book gauntlet matches, and the idea of a gauntlet match is like 2 or at least 3 or 4, matches consecutively. But they also don't want to give it enough time on TV as would be appropriate for 3 or 4 matches. And you can kind of there are ways to play that up, But you almost always ends up happening is at least one guy is like goes out nearly immediately
Oh my god, it's
just to
so
like
bad.
keep it moving along.
It's so bad.
The real match here is Tejano and Cortez Castro, I think, because Castro comes in second, and
Yes,
they have the longest sequence of time.
they really do. So Cisco gets super kicked into oblivion first thing and is dead.
And hey,
Um,
as Vampiro pointed out on commentary, I'm sure on the border Tejano has knocked out many MFers with that move.
yeah, so Vampiro claims that Tejano's kick has been used at many a bar fight, and he says like many a bar fight something at the border, which just leads me to think of Tejano like fucking working as a border agent, except instead of a gun, he fucking super kicks like people
Tejano
trying to
and
cross.
JBL, the finest of border patrol.
Oh, true. Fucking imagine that dynamic duo on border patrol. Ain't no
JBL would
illegals.
absolutely call Tejano one of the good ones.
Oh my god, 100%. He'd be like, "Hey kid, that ain't bad. I really appreciate we got that. I ain't trying to discriminate or nothing. There are good ones like you out there, but those damn illegals. They're the ones I got a problem with."
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
So
Also, they're really calling out on commentary the fact that Chavo is sending people in to fight Tejano before him.
I mean, there's only two people. He's only sending
Yeah,
two people. It's
yes,
not.
but Vampiro is talking about just like what a dishonorable prick Chavo is. And he says like he's always been this way. He's always been a lying, cheating bastard, even back in kindergarten, which leads me to the mental image of Vampiro and Chavo being little friends in kindergarten, and Vampiro to this day is very salty about the time that small Chavo stole his juice box.
I'm willing to believe it.
I 100% believe it.
Yeah, so Cortez Castro honestly puts up is probably as good a fight as anyone was going to have in this match.
He did. As he shows up to the match, Stryker says it looked like Chavo was going to be the second guy in, but turned out to be Cortez Castro coming from the back door. No comment. Um, um, also, fucking the while bitching about Chavo, um, Vampiro calls Chavo a cobarde, and he challenges Stryker. He's like, yeah, let's see if you know this one. Chavo is a cobarde, is a cobarde, and Stryker responds with "Que significa cobarde?" And I had to look that up because I wasn't sure if he actually fucking said that right. And to my surprise, nope, I thought he might have, and he actually did. He actually correctly said in Spanish, "What does cobarde mean?" And it means coward, which
that checks out. Yeah. So like Cortez gets a lot of big moments to kind of like almost beat Tejano.
yes.
But it all ends for him. He hits like forearm to the head, and then he taunts before he goes for the third one. And Tejano gets up Batista bomb for the win.
Also, as this kind of final sequence is playing out, Stryker asks Vampiro, "Hey Vamp, you impressed with Cortez here?" And Vamp just goes, "No." Just immediately
Damn.
no.
All
And
right.
then he proceeds to say he's so in the tank for Tejano that he would vote for him in elections. So now I'm just imagining fucking Vampiro writing in Tejano as a candidate on like New Mexico elections.
Well, Tejano would
Or
actually be
maybe
able
not
to be a legal
California. He,
legal candidate.
he would. He would. Also
Because
Vampiro
as we pointed out last time, he was born in California.
born in
So
California.
we have looked this
Like
up
being
before.
Tejano. Yeah. Also, according to Vamp earlier, in the match, you know what happens if Tejano wins, presumably against Cortez Castro? Chavo goes into pucker mode. So I guess Chavo's in pucker mode now. Whatever the fuck that means, Vampiro.
Yeah. I
Talking about
don't
his
know.
we're either talking about his lips or talking about his asshole, and either way I'm uncomfy.
Mm. All right, but Chavo he sneaks in from behind somehow to attack Tejano, and then he has Tejano beaten down in the corner, and he starts taunting until Tejano can get back up. I'm seeing a theme here, where the crew have it in the bag, but then they decide to start taunting.
To be dumb fuck assholes, yeah.
But
Striker at one point tries to assert that Chavo was at one time one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I went what? And then Vampiro went what?
when?
What? Who did he
What
hold a
time
title?
frame?
Did he hold a title? Did he hold like a world championship?
No. And at the very least, we got to go like until 2005 at minimum. He wasn't even the best Guerrero
True.
wrestling out there. And then like you're trying to tell me sometime between 05 and 2015, Chavo Guerrero was the best wrestler on the planet? Because I don't buy that.
I'm trying to find accolades here. WON, WWE. He was one time the ECW champion. He was a
He got squashed
four-time.
by Kane at WrestleMania for that belt.
Oh my god!
Like 10 seconds.
Bro, oh yeah, okay. Real dominant. Four-time WWE Cruiserweight yes, the Cruiserweight Championship. That definitely means you're
the
best
most
of the best.
respected of WWE championships. That's why the last one was Hornswoggle.
Yes. Yes. The man that they respect most. He's been a tag team champ a couple times, he's been a cruiserweight champ a couple times. He was the WWC Caribbean heavyweight champion, I guess.
Sure.
Feast or Fire, like where? Whomst? Oh, oops! I accidentally just spoiled a Chavo title in Lucha Underground for myself. Whoops.
Well,
Anyway.
I've forgotten what he won. So
I won't spoil it for you. So anywho, so I guess there was a time. Don't know when that time was. Don't know what qualified it. But
only the best wrestler in the world can win the TNA pink slip from the Feast or Fire briefcase.
He got pink slipped from the Feast.
His Feast or Fire was pink slipped.
And was it like a legit fire?
Yes.
Oh,
he legit left.
Oh no. Oh god. Okay, so sure. So yeah, this one's a little shorter. Chavo hot dogs, and of course Tejano's like,
and then
nope,
Tejano
that's
just
my dub now.
Tejano whoops his ass. But then
okay.
So Tejano is trying to suplex. Basically, he does a back body drop to Chavo, and Chavo rolls out of the ring. And Tejano's like, no, you get back in here. And he's trying to suplex Chavo back into the ring. Cisco pops up on the apron to distract the ref, and Cortez Castro gets up and clips. He kind of knocks Tejano off of his feet, so Tejano falls over and Chavo lands on top of him. And then Cortez Castro takes the bull rope and holds down Tejano's feet.
So they try to play this like he's using the bull rope to fucking quickly bind Tejano's feet or his legs or whatever. Except Cortez Castro does a really shitty job at doing this. So he tries to kind of wrap it around, but he vaguely just kind of loops it over one of Tejano's legs and just grabs the other with his hand, clearly failing at actually doing anything with the rope. So it just looks lame as shit. It's completely botched cheat spot, but Tejano has to sell it anyway, and it makes no fucking sense how he couldn't just kick out of it.
Wonk. Chavo Guerrero has defeated Tejano.
Yeah. And Tejano is none too pleased about this, and
the crew run to make their escape, and Tejano runs after them.
He literally, I saw him collide with Mr. Cisco as they were going to the back, and he starts fucking punching on him. They were brawling all the way back. Tejano kicked all their asses.
So after that, we are back at 375 miles from Boyle Heights. As we hear the sounds of Matanza murdering some more randos in there.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I fucking heard a Wilhelm scream in there.
Probably.
Oh my god.
Okay, and as I said at the top of this back half, I transcribed pretty much this entire promo because I was in awe. I was ready for this. But Black Lotus is like, how much longer are we gonna be here? And Dario is like, hey, my brother is out of practice. He's not ready. And he's like, I'll remind you that you started this war, by the way.
The murder I egged you on to commit is all your fault.
And he does apologize, like, hey, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Right, okay. And so they're kind of off, like, they're staring off, and then suddenly Dario starts in a monologue. And
Dario's like, you want to know how I got these scars?
You know, my brother, he saved my life. Our mother, she was a wicked woman. Sometimes I thought she was El Diablo. She would hurt me and my little
mommy issues.
Mommy issues. Holy shit. She would hurt me and my little brother. One day, I'd had enough. So I stood up to her and I said, no mas.
No mas.
But I wasn't strong enough to back up my words. She came after me with a hot iron. I think she would have killed me too if my brother hadn't got his hands on this. And he's holding up the red bull statue that has been in his office since the beginning.
So I guess this cherished trinket of his is about to be very much revealed as the murder weapon Matanza used against their mother.
He hit our mother in the back of the head with it, and he didn't stop until she could never hurt us again.
And you keep that shit in your office. I get it was self-defense, but you fucking psychopath.
Well, I mean, Black Lotus's response to this was, that's terrible. And then Dario goes, no. For me, it is a happy memory.
He said completely sanely.
Because on that day, I learned just how much I loved violence.
And Black Lotus is over here like, I am very uncomfortable with the energy we've created in the studio today.
This is bad.
This is all bad. Yeah, I just want to point out when the look on Dario's face when he goes, no. This is a happy memory for me. Like, his eyes widen, his mouth spreads into the widest, most uncomfortable grin I've ever seen.
Actor Antonio Luis Gil does a great job of playing this character.
Why is that man not legitimately? He's a phenomenal fucking character actor, and like he deserves to be in everything because holy shit, he is so good at the Dario role. It makes me wish that like Dario was a real dude, not like actually like in this as a murderous psychopath, but like, you know, real wrestling promoter as fucking
Luis Fernandez Gil. What is he? He's kind of had bit parts in a lot of different things.
Yeah, I know, and he's been in like commercials and shit, but like fucking give that man a movie lead. Holy shit.
He was in It's Always Sunny. How about that?
What? Wait, what? He was?
He is Dr. Krause in season 11, episode 6.
Wait, fuck. What season are we on? Have I missed that? Are we on season 11 right? No,
they're on season 15.
Fuck, I need to go back and find that.
Being Frank is the name of the episode.
Oh shit, it's that episode. This is the weird one where it's like we clearly couldn't. Danny DeVito was like clearly on leave or something, but they wanted an episode that like still featured him, so they like did everything from his point of view, and so it's like the camera as his point of view. Okay, I've only watched that one like once. I need to go back and see it so I can see Dario again. Holy shit. But yeah, goddamn, dude.
Yeah, so Luis Fernandez Gil, a phenomenal actor, and he plays Dario so perfectly in this scene as an actual fucking psychopath.
Insanely
who saw his little brother murder his mother and was like, this is amazing, actually.
I love this. More
and not even from like a my abuser is gone way. In a I like watching people die way.
I enjoy murder and death and bloodshed so much that I keep the memento of the first ever murder I witnessed.
That is the most insane thing ever.
I bet he fucking sleeps with that shit like a stuffed animal. I guarantee you.
He had the murder weapon of his own mother. He just keeps it in his office.
Well, now we know why it's red.
I think it's always red, actually. I don't think it's red with blood.
No, I know. This is a
Oh.
joke. Yes.
Oof.
Don't worry about it. Anyway,
I believe they actually mentioned this in the comics that I pointedly ignored mentioning before because I knew there was a conversation on screen where he describes the murder of his mother by Matanza.
The murder of his mother. Oh my god! Holy shit!
Was this before or after the god possession thing?
That's what I want to
after.
know. Oh, I don't know. For all we know, Matanza Cueto's always been a murderous prick. It's just then he got like god powers to go along with it.
Interesting idea. But Black Lotus is deeply uncomfortable at this at the Matanza Cueto villain origin story. And Dario's too, quite frankly.
You want to know how I got these scars story from Dario fucking Cueto.
You want to know how I got this bull?
This bull. Mason. And now we're back in the temple. Woo! Fun times. Woo!
Well, not that fun at times. As we get back in the temple when Katrina is walking to the practice rings in the gym area. And Pentagon's like, Katrina!
Yes, he calls her out. He's been waiting. My man's been shadow bossing.
Dude was sitting in there.
The past 20 minutes he's been pumping himself up, just like I'm just gonna wait here as long as I can for that bitch to show up. And when she does, I'm gonna call.
Yeah, he is demanding. He is like that Prince Puma be taught a lesson for humiliating him. And Katrina teleports into the ring next to him and is like, well,
oh my god, holy shit. Her teleporting continues. She continues to be practicing that shit, man.
A lot of precise teleportations in this sequence.
I know. The fucking lights keep seeming to go out though. That sure is a nice little like power to go along with it.
It takes a lot of energy to teleport.
Yes, drains the electrical grid or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
And Pentagon Jr. is like, I want a match for that. I'm not just gonna go beat him up in the locker room.
And Katrina responds kind of rightfully with, bitch, why should I? You broke my boyfriend's arm. I mean, fuck Katrina, but like she do got a point.
And Pentagon's like, you make a good point. And suddenly they start fighting.
Yes, based intergender wrestling once more. This is why Lucha Underground's the best.
They just go bam. They just back and forth, brawling, and then
holy shit, Katrina's like a good wrestler. What the fuck? Holy shit!
Yeah, she was doing some cool moves in there, but Pentagon gets her down in the broken arm position. And he's like, because if you don't, I can
stop
break
monologuing.
Your arm too.
Stop monologuing. Stop telegraphing. Break her arm before she blips, dipshit. Come on.
Blipped.
No!
She
God
escaped.
damn it!
But I will note she has a nice little smirk on her face when he's like, I could break your arm too. That's why you should give me the match. And so she teleports to be in like the corner of the ring. She's like, okay, you have your match next week. And then as she teleports out of the ring as well. And as she walks off, she goes, just be warned. Putting your hands on me is the biggest mistake you'll ever make.
Yeah, you're going to fucking die now. You touched me and now you're dead.
Now you're going to die.
Now you're going to die. I am excited to see what the fuck comes of that.
Yeah.
I have to say, so we get one of those like, between commercial breaks and shit, we'll get like these like establishing shots of, Boyle Heights. And like a lot of times we'll see like, and they're like random points on like the street of Boyle Heights. And we'll see like random iconography for Lucha Underground. And like this time we saw like a fucking like sticker on a lamppost. And it kind of made me stop and think like, I love the idea of the production team placing these like random fucking stickers all over Boyle Heights to get these shots to make it look for the show like there's like some kind of like spooky urban cult nature to the temple. But then like imagine being some rando who starts like just suddenly seeing all these tags all over the fucking place.
It kind of would then look like a weird cult thing.
And you're like, what the fuck is this? Why do I see it everywhere now? But also I love how it's always just like the mask logo and no like Lucha Underground word branding anywhere. Horrible grassroots marketing. How the fuck are people gonna find your company just based off that shit?
This Lucha Underground has absolutely terrible marketing in and out of kayfabe.
True.
Absolutely
LA,
abysmal
man.
shit. We get to our
Only
main
they
event of the
the
evening:
number
Johnny
of
Mundo versus Cage.
it was funny when Cage got announced. Melissa Santos, referred to him as the Swolverine, and this gets Kyle to look up from his laptop and go, "What the fuck did she just say?" I'm like, yeah. To be fair, he does wear like a Swolverine shirt a bunch of times on like AEW, but also Kyle hasn't watched with me in a hot second.
The
So
Swolverine.
yeah, so yes, the Swolverine moniker never gets any less goofy. But
Cage is a big fucking nerd. That is the
he's
way
such a
how
dork.
that goes.
Cage wants to play Wolverine. Please let him play Wolverine. He will not be content until he gets to play Wolverine. That's literally it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, bub, I'm not a man. I'm a
machine.
machine.
I could see him doing. Honestly, I would like to see like Cage's. See, like I know if you're a fanboy to that level, you could pull out a pretty fucking good. I would love to see what Cage's Wolverine looks like. I'm sure like he sometimes has his moments where he stops to think of like all the ways in which he understands Wolverine's character greater than anyone. Hugh Jackman, who? Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
He don't get it. He's played Wolverine a zillion times, and I still understand it better than he does. I bet Cage has these whole like dream shadow box sessions for like getting cast as Wolverine. Godspeed, buddy. I hope one day, just for you.
All right. So the match is a pretty good back and forth. I think.
Absolutely.
I think they're trying. I think they try to play Mundo as like somehow this guy kind of has figured out Cage a little bit. Not enough to win straight up, but
well,
he's figuring him out here.
What really like resonated with me in this match is like this just reads as your classic kind of like this is like the archetypal giant versus cruiser match. Like this is such a like these two, their in-ring chemistry is phenomenal, and the way they're able to move like these, you can tell these are dudes who either like work together or just get each other. And like either way, it kind of speaks to like why some of these like kind of class matchups do work as well as they do sometimes. Like if you are a giant who knows your stuff going up against a cruiser who knows their stuff, like oh my god, the spots you can set up for are phenomenal.
Yeah.
There was this one bit, like, I can't even fucking remember what it was. I just remember, like, Cage, like, grabbing some limb of Johnny's and just, like, very casually, like, doing this flip with him.
Oh, yeah, he tries to, like, flip him up. He tries to, like, flip him over with it, and Mundo just kicks him in the head on the flip.
Yeah, and, like, that's the type of shit you can only do if you can, like, anticipate and, like, you can just build moves like that, build spots. Holy shit. Like these guys together are like they were phenomenal, and it really spoke to like why this archetype works as well as
early in the match. Mundo has Cage on the back foot. Mundo does this absolutely insane move where he like jumps from one rope to another rope to the outside.
And fucking, and that was like this fucking springboard corkscrew, wasn't it? Like he fucking like corkscrews in the air.
Mid-air.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, that was so sick. Cage is clearly already at a point of like, we get it, bro. You do parkour. But fucking I can't remember if it was Stryker or Vamp who said this, but they rightfully point out that's something you'll only see from Johnny Mundo, which is true. And hey, if you're lucky, sometimes Lee even actually hit the move without botching. And credit where credit's due. He did do that here. He hit that shit perfectly.
Mundo like is beating Cage on the outside, and Vamp pops in with, if you want to beat a machine, you gotta break it. And then because we're not done with dumb puns, Mundo rolls in Cage and he goes for the pin, and Stryker goes, well, the warranty might be running out on this machine.
Oh my god. These two need to be separated.
They need to stop.
Oh my god, they're so yeah. I'm glad they're having
Yeah,
fun, but
but
also nightmare blunt
these
rotation.
yeah these two though as wrestler like Mundo and Cage, they are great at kind of as the class matchup thing where it's like Mundo be doing flippy shit and Cage just grabs him, slams him, go to hell, and
True.
then Cage tries to do powerhouse shit, and Mundo can just parkour flippy way his
Oh
way
my
out of it.
god, it's so good. It's so fucking good, Austin.
Mm.
There was this great spot where at one point, like, Cage is able to kind of get Mundo on the back foot again. And he gets him to the corner, and he has kind of like he kind of hits Johnny Mundo so that like Johnny is bent over, kind of grabbing the middle rope, and
He kicks
Cage
him through his legs
Cage
into the
fucking
head.
super kicks him through his legs, like to his abdomen or head. Nani? What the fuck? That was so sick, dude.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Cool thing I saw was Johnny Mundo was going for a sunset flip, but instead of like going over the rope and kind of grab and kind of over Cage, he slid under the rope and grabbed him.
Oh fuck,
I was
you
like, that was
right. I
cool as
forgot about
hell.
that. That was so sick. Oh my god, that was brilliant. Yeah,
Also
I don't know,
noted,
like,
I also noted when Cage hit an F5, it was just straight up Brock Lesnar's
oh,
F5.
I didn't even catch that, but oh wait, yeah, wait, wasn't commentary like Cage just did
They
an
gave him
F5?
no, they gave him some other name for it. It was
Okay.
when Mundo then got his foot on the ropes for
Okay.
the on the kick out.
Yeah,
But I was
okay,
like,
there we
what the
go.
fuck, man? That's just the F5.
Well, he does it better than Lesnar, and fuck Lesnar. I'd have Cage any day. Okay, do Cage and Mundo like? Do they have a particular like long-standing history as working
Not
together?
not that I'm aware.
Well,
Because
shit, they're both just super adept and good.
Cage was working the indie circuit. Mundo was
Man,
mostly in
he was the
WWE.
Fed, yeah. Fuck,
So
dude,
no.
holy shit, they're both so
I
good.
mean, maybe they work some matches in AAA together for all I know. But it's not like a long-standing history if they have any.
Well, either way, I respect the fuck out of both of them as workers, dude. Oh my god, I love them both so
Yep.
much. Holy shit.
So, all right. So basically, Mundo goes for the end of the world. They start being like, let's hit all our big moves on each other.
Absolutely.
Mundo goes for the end of the world. He misses. Cage hits the discus lariat. Cage pulls his straps down, looks over at Mil Muertes, and then he hits Weapon X. But then, and this could not have been timed better for this podcast.
I know.
Taya Valkyrie is here.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck are you? And then they said Taya on commentary. I'm like, wait, no.
Specifically, Vampiro goes, Striker, that's Taya from Mexico. Like, that is all he says. I'm like,
yeah, also from Mexico. Isn't she Canadian?
A significant amount of her career has been in AAA.
I see. Okay.
That's where she is from Mexico.
Well, shit. Taya Valkyrie, is this pre or post getting written off Impact with a murder angle?
Way before.
Okay.
Way before.
Well,
I don't think she's even been in Impact.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
at this point. But La Muera. Can't get that. Is here.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually looked this up to get these timelines right on this joke here. But I learned that actually Melina and John Morrison were on and off dating up until 2015. So I had a whole joke prepared about Johnny Mundo replacing his kayfabe girlfriend with his real one, except it actually might have just been replacing his real girlfriend, his real ex-girlfriend with his real current girlfriend.
Okay. Oh wait, they're married?
They are married. Taya, Valkyrie, and Johnny Mundo are now married, but they were at the time dating.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's wild.
But I was like, holy fuck, Taya Valkyrie as well is here.
I was like, because I was like, who the fuck are you and why the fuck aren't you Melina?
She does look a little different 6 years earlier.
And also, like, I haven't seen much of her. I still haven't seen like the Dynamite where she's debuted.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
She comes to be a distraction, but she also brought a lead pipe. And so
yeah, she brought a lead pipe that fucking Mundo proceeds to crack Cage over the head with, just murdering him.
1, 2, 3 for the win. Mundo has defeated Cage, and then immediately after the match, Taya and Johnny start putting the boots to Cage.
I mean, fucking, you know what? He really is the machine. My man got cracked over the head with a lead pipe and not a scratch on him, and he's still very much alive. So, damn, he got
fine.
that fucking
He's
adamantium
fine.
skull going. He really is
But
Wolverine. God
they
damn.
start beating the shit out of him, and then Mundo drags Cage into the corner as
Very
Taya
salty.
continues.
He missed the end of the world earlier, so he's doing it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my fucking move in. But Taya starts trash talking him at Cage, which feels like a bad idea. But she backs the hell up and basically like running knees him in the face while he is seated in the corner. And then Johnny hits the end of the world as the credits roll.
Yes. And they stand victorious while everybody boos. Woohoo!
Yeah, so Taya Valkyrie is here. She will be here until
Nice.
the end of the show, if I remember right. So
well, that rules.
We will be seeing plenty more of Taya Valkyrie in the coming years of doing this podcast.
That's exciting.
But I'm excited. This was my introduction to Taya Valkyrie. I think she was really just doing Mexico at this point. Let me check on that. What is her career arc here? Yeah, actually, she had just been doing the Mexican independent circuit and Lucha Libre AAA before Lucha Underground. She doesn't come into Impact Wrestling until 2017, so about a year after this.
Oh, well, that's kind of fucking cool. She's still on the up and up in her career.
Yes, she is. Her career arc of Impact Wrestling, and then she does Impact in AAA, and then she goes to WWE for 8 months.
8 months, gets released, gets brought back to Impact.
She was part of the 7th round of layoffs from the COVID-19 hirings.
Man, do you remember those days when we'd get off calls and we'd get done recording episodes and we'd check to see what's the next
like 10 people fired from WWE?
Yeah,
yes,
I remember. I remember.
So she came back to AAA and came back to Impact, and now she's leaving both of those companies as well. And now she is in AEW.
Yeah. Holy shit. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah. But then
post-credit scene is here. We are in Katrina's office, and Cuerno is barging in, and he's like, "Listen, I know we had a deal, but I am sick of being hunted for this goddamn title." So
yeah, and also Phoenix won't fucking die.
So he's like, you know what? I'm cashing it in. Fuck you. I'm doing it. And
yeah. Wow, what a shot. King Cuerno went back on his deal to lay the fuck down for Mill. What a shot.
Okay, I think that this scene implies that the idea was he was just going to keep the belt forever. That like he was just going to sit on it.
Dude, that's so fucking unsustainable. What the shit?
It is, but here we go. But anyway, so Katrina's like, we had a deal, and he goes, too bad. That's important. I said that for important reasons. So she drops. She was like holding a skull. I didn't see quite what she was holding, but she like drops it in a wine glass.
Snow globe. I don't know, man.
She drops it in a wine glass. And so like there's a skull with a wine glass with
and it's a red wine too. Oh, symbolism.
And symbolism. So she's like, well, unfortunately, I already have a match planned out for you next week. You'll be facing Phoenix, and this time you'll be putting the Gift of the Gods title on the line. And so Cuerno is like, no, hold on, no, I have a right to face Mil Muertes for the title. And her response was, too bad.
Ha!
Get it?
Chad, no.
Get it? Because that's what he said to her earlier. And she's like, and as he's storming out of the office, she goes, and one more thing. I know the Phoenix can fly, and I hope you can too. Because next week, it's a ladder match.
Fucking Katrina out here purposely triggering Cuerno's PTSD after the last Luchador standing match.
And Cuerno's like, how? What?
What the fuck? What? Excuse you? Excuse me? What?
Yeah, so he is
pissed. Did you just say?
He is pissed. And as the episode ends, we get another shot of the wine glass with the skull.
It's so spooky. It's like blood around the skull. You get it? She likes murdering people.
She does. So, episode 5 wrapped up in the books. As I said at the top, it felt like it was going to be a fillery, like we're just doing some matches kind of an episode, and then we get murder, and then murder happened.
I don't think filler's going to exist in this show anymore. I think they're just going to find new ways to fucking lore dump on us with every new episode.
Maybe
this well does not runneth dry. If we're able to fucking add in anywhere from Dario's tragic backstory of almost getting killed by his mom, and that's why he likes violence, all the way to Cortez Castro's actually an undercover cop, and so is now he has a partner who pretends to be a sex pest. Like fucking and also time traveling Iron Man, Luchador Man from space. Like it's not gonna run out.
This is a little bit of a come down from last week, but not by that much.
Not really. I see. I'm a little disappointed that the don't even let her stop you thing was just referring to Katrina and not some like long lost lady love from of Pentagon. Lucha Underground. Oops, everyone got a tragic backstory around here.
Yeah, I mean it's like how people joke that like all superheroes have to have fucked up backstories because who else would be like this is what I'm gonna do with my life. It's like who else would fight in the illegal fight temple but people with fucked up backstories?
Imagine stocking an entire wrestling roster exclusively with D&D rogues.
That is Lucha Underground. In fact, that is how we're going to get Elizabeth on this podcast for one of these Lucha Undergrounds, and we're going to frame it like that.
No, we can't, Austin. She will ascend. It won't be our show anymore. It will be hers until the end of time. It will never end. We cannot do that. She would become too powerful.
Potentially.
Oh my god.
But yes, that is. We will be back soon enough to continue Lucha Underground Season 2.
Absolutely.
But for next time, we return to 1998. We're having a great time in the summer in 98, aren't we?
Are we? I think I'm having a great time. I had
some fun that wasn't related to the brawliest for alliest.
This is true. True. The stupidity is part of the fun.
You know, we return to the first round as we continue on through the first round of the Brawl for All.
Discover all new ways that the meta can be broken.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to top, you know, just nothing but takedowns.
Nothing but
only takedowns.
You know what? I can't even hate that shit. That was so iconic, man.
That was hysterical in all the best ways.
Oh, mwah.
Yeah, so that's for next time. Until then, David, hit our plugs.
Yes, sir. Dear friends, thank you all so much for joining us on yet another episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast. We are delighted to have you here. Returning listeners, viewers, what have you. You know the drill. Thank you so much for once again welcoming us back into your eardrums, your eyeballs, whatever it is used to consume our content. We're just so glad you're here and that you like spending your time with us. And hey, just keep on coming back. It's a good time. We know it's a good time. Let's keep it having a good time, huh? New people, hey, hi, how's it going? Welcome to the show. We here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast like to think we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. So whether you're brand new to the wild, wacky world of wrestling or you're a veteran of all the weird bullshit, either way, we hope you feel welcome here. We hope things feel accessible to you here. We hope you had a great time and that you want to keep coming back to have a great time with us week after week after week. Let me tell you, my friends, there are multiple ways. You're using one of them now, to be sure. Otherwise, you wouldn't be hearing my voice right now. But let me tell you all the magnificent ways you can come back and join us. First of all, you can find us on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, make sure it turns a nice little solid color so you get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. If you're so kind, give us like a sweet engagement. Check out all of our playlists. Austin has been kind enough to organize all of the storylines that we follow all into their own separate playlists so that you can follow something all the way down on the YouTube without having to skip around a whole lot. It's great. And hey, you can also see our lovely faces and all the delightful fucking visual gags that we hide in here for you. I don't know what got visual this time around, but it's, we at the very least we got some nice fucking faces and you should come look at them. But of course, if you're not a fan of the video experience, again, Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on YouTube, thank you very much. We got you covered with the audio-only experience. Of course, you can find us on 3 of the best places to find your audio podcasts, and that would be Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Come check us out there. Give us a nice little listen. Download the show if you're so inclined, so you can listen to us offline. If you really like what we do, we greatly appreciate if you gave us a nice little 5-star rating and a review that tells people, hey, maybe these guys are pretty cool and maybe you should check them out more. I don't know, I'm just saying stuff like that helps out the show a lot. If you're a fan of the show, helps us out a lot, and we do love getting helped out a little bit with this sort of thing. So if you're so inclined, that sweet engagement once again, of course, and just enjoy listening. Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. On top of that, we have a social media presence because we exist outside of this little boxy void that we find ourselves in a couple times a week. We can exist outside of that, and you can interact with us outside of this. Ain't that cool? So the main place you can do that, of course, is on our Twitter. We are at Noobs and Knox Pod on Twitter. That's at Noobs, the letter N, Knox Pod on Twitter. Come say hi to us there. We post memes. We engage in discourse. We post every single time we drop a brand new episode, so you guys always know what the hell is going on. And of course, the highlight of our Twitter is weekly wrestling live tweeting every Wednesday night, or at least on Wednesday nights when I'm available. I'm kind of a busy boy right now. Or when Austin's available too. At 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS, we are watching What Else? AEW Dynamite and tweeting all about that shit. And hey, when I have the extra time, and I'm feeling frisky, on Friday nights at 10 p.m. on TNT, we are sometimes tweeting about What Else? AEW Rampage. It is the show that y'all been waiting on. It's the show that y'all been waiting on us tweet about. It's the show I've been waiting on fucking catching up on for the past 4 weeks. Oops. But hey, it's a good time. Of course, on top of all that, my boy Austin is a diligent man when it comes to the time that it takes to be a truly fully versed wrestling man. And so he keeps up with all of the major companies' pay-per-views. Sometimes he tweets about them, and we like to tell you guys all about them just because they're a really great jumping on point for, if you're a noob. There's a lot of, storylines that get resolved, great matches. So we like to tell you guys about it. My friend, what the hell is on the docket coming up?
All right. So normally this is where I would be talking about the pay-per-views upcoming for AEW, Impact Wrestling, and WWE.
Fuck that. WrestleMania weekend's coming up.
Is a special edition of this part of the podcast. So it is WrestleMania weekend. And here's the thing. Since the mid to late 2000s, all the indie shows have realized that there is no better way to, this is their Black Friday. As they realize that suddenly there are hundreds of thousands, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even, of wrestling fans that are suddenly in one city.
Oh. Ooh.
And they realize if we can put on banger ass wrestling shows, we can turn it into a festival event of a weekend for the people who like the indie wrestling, which is the kind of people that would drop shitloads of money to go to WrestleMania.
The crazy motherfuckers that are willing to spend just entire days going from one wrestling show to another.
It's crazy. Honestly, I've always dreamed of going to I've dreamed of going to WrestleMania just so I can do the WrestleMania indie show circuit, going to 10 wrestling shows in a weekend. So on this particular episode, we are going to just go through the entire WrestleMania weekend slate.
Ooh.
Where can you find it? Where can you find these matches that I think that I'm not gonna, I don't know everyone involved on these shows because I don't keep up with indie wrestling very much on a regular basis. But I will mention guys who we have talked about on this podcast. If you've been listening, these are guys and shows they will be on, as well as what information I can find about the shows. So, Thursday, March 30th, starting hot at 2 p.m. is the Santino Brothers Wrestling California Love. I checked. It is not Santino Marella. Is not involved.
Boo!
It's another Santino Bros.
Boo.
It is available at 2 p.m. Eastern. It is on Fight. I'm just going to go ahead and open with this. GCW The Collective. Basically, it's like $150 or something, and you get like a dozen shows across the entire weekend.
That rules.
Now, they're all available individually for like $20 a pop or whatever. But if you are an indie wrestling fan, great deal at The Collective. I'll tell you that. But the Santino Bros Wrestling, they are like a wrestling academy out in California, it looks like. And this is kind of them being able to like hype up their own wrestling stuff. Willie Mack has a match on the card, as well as Kid Bandit, who is the protagonist of pro wrestling. They are amazing. They are basically an anime an insane anime protagonist,
pretty
turned
much,
into
yeah.
a wrestler. They are fantastic. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, we get the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. Mark Hitchcock is basically associated with WrestleCon, which is a big wrestling convention that also happens during WrestleMania weekend. And basically the High Spots they work with a High Spots network, which is like basically if you were trying to get indie DVDs in the 2000s, you were probably ordering from High Spots because they were the ones putting out the indie wrestling DVDs of the 2000s and the early 2010s. The Mark Hitchcock Memorial Show is obviously in his honor as part of as a WrestleCon Super Show, and the card is fucking nuts. We get a AAA mega title match between El Hijo del Vikingo, Commander, and Taurus, who is a bull man.
Oh my. That's a lot of fucking gimmick boy. We're
luring our way crazy out here.
Lucha.
Speedball Mike Bailey, who is having a career renaissance after he was banned from the U.S. for visa violation reasons for 5 years, but he is back and he is amazing. He is incredible. He is like a striker. He does like a lot of like martial arts kind of stuff, and he is a phenomenal wrestler. He is wrestling all fucking weekend. I'll tell you that right now. He's got like 10 matches lined up. A TJPW, Tokyo Joshi Pro 10-woman tag is going to happen. Will Ospreay is confirmed to be on this show as well. Crazy shit. Also at 7 p.m. though, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 9 as part of the Fight TV Collective package. If you like violent quasi MMA pro wrestling, Bloodsport 9. Watch Bloodsport. They've already announced Kota Ibushi versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
Fuck.
Is that Kota Ibushi is coming back to wrestling after being out injured and then quitting New Japan over the course of the last like year. He's coming back for this weekend.
So excited.
John Moxley, this is his favorite fucking indie show to work, is Bloodsport.
Right. Wow, John Moxley, who will blade if you look at him wrong. No way.
He's gonna be bleeding, I'll tell you that. He's gonna bring the blood to Bloodsport.
Without John Moxley on that show, it's just sport. It's just Sport 9.
Marina Shafir versus Killer Kelly is gonna kick so much ass.
That's sick.
Jeff Cobb is gonna have a match as well. All right. And then I don't know anything about this, but it's free on YouTube, and like most of the shows I'm mentioning here. All Caribbean Wrestling Island Vibes, available on 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. They got Elijah Burke and Red Velvet and Queen Aminata in there. Probably not a bad lineup here.
Not bad at all.
On YouTube. 11 p.m. on Thursday. So many of these shows are going on Thursday, so they don't have to compete with WWE.
I know, with the thing itself.
DDT goes Hollywood.
DDT
DDT Pro Wrestling. Basically Japan's weird comedy bullshit promotion.
Yes.
They're
Invisible
coming to
Man
Hollywood.
fights, sex doll fights. I hope it gets extra weird.
Yep. Also at 11 p.m. on these are two shows that are both on Fight, by the way. DDT Goes Hollywood, but also Impact and New Japan Pro Wrestling, Multiverse United. Only the strong survive.
Dude, fucking NJPW doing crossover with American companies is so sick.
Speedball Mike Bailey versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
How? Wait, is this
Mike Bailey has
three
fucking matches in one shot in one day.
God. Oh my fucking god. What an insane motherfucker.
Josh Alexander versus Kushida for the Impact title.
Holy
Moose
shit.
versus Jeff Cobb and having a big boy match.
Jeff Cobb 2 again.
Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki for the strong open weight title.
Murder Grandpa!
They got a big old fucking X Division match and a big old fucking Impact tag title match. Impact Knockouts title match. Mickie James defends against Giselle Shaw, Deonna Purrazzo, and Miyu Yamashita.
Ooh.
Crazy shit happening.
Well, ain't that fucking exciting.
Then at 3 a.m. on Thursday, what a bad spot for this. GCW for the culture. It is basically a celebration of black wrestling. Like the vast majority, Leo Rush, Too Cold Scorpio, Willie Mack. All the stars are here.
Oh my
King,
god.
gonna be great. That's all on Fight as well. Friday, March 31st. If you're not dunned out yet, at 2 p.m. Eastern is Jimmy Lloyd's D-Generation F. I don't know a lot about it, but last year it seemed like the hardcore wrestling show of the weekend. So
the F stand for frick.
Yeah, at 3 p.m. Eastern is TJPW live in Los Angeles. Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Yup, okay.
If you watch AEW or you watched our arc with for the AEW Women's Tag Title Tournament, AEW has a lot of have brought over a lot of specifically Tokyo Joshi Pro wrestlers.
You already know.
The big match on this show is Mizuki and Yuka Sakazaki, the magical sugar rabbits.
Yuka Sakazaki
versus Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
I haven't watched enough TJPW to be able to give you a real rundown here, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fun fucking show, and I'm marking it on my calendar of we're doing this.
Oh my god.
Then at 6 p.m. Eastern on Fight, I'm just going to go ahead and say now, unless I say otherwise, everything I'm mentioning is available on Fight TV.
Yeah.
Fight TV, if you don't know, is basically the hub for indie wrestling shows. It's just an easy infrastructure for them all to use, and their pay-per-view system works really great.
Mm-hmm.
So at 6 p.m. Eastern on Friday, GCW versus DDT.
Holy shit! Oh my god! GCW running 10 shows, DDT running 2.
Yeah, Speedball Mike Bailey also has a match here.
God.
He is back. He is here for his fourth match of the weekend.
Him. Somebody
stop this man.
Oh my god, he's gonna die.
Then we get at 7, if all of this GCW stuff is not to your particular liking for any particular reason, at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday evening, Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor.
The Super Card.
We have
Madman TK.
Samoa Joe versus Mark Briscoe for the TV title. Athena versus Yuka Sakazaki for the women's title. The Reach for the Sky ladder match for the tag team titles.
Oh my god.
Now, if you're a big mainstream nerd, at 8 p.m. Eastern is Friday Night SmackDown, followed immediately by the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony.
That is an option.
Yeah. Or at 11 p.m. Eastern on Friday night, you can watch Joey Janela's Spring Break 7.
Oh, shit.
Break.
I will say, I can't shit on this year's Hall of Fame too much. They're inducting Ray. I can't.
They're inducting Rey Mysterio
I'm
And
not allowed
Andy
to hate that.
Kaufman, it's the craziest in ass.
Rey Mysterio, Andy Kaufman,
Great
the Great
and the
Muda,
Great Muda.
and also a mysterious yet to be revealed referee for the first time ever.
Crazy shit. But at 11, the spring break, Joey Janela's spring break is basically the GCW crown event, the crowning event of GCW, of these GCW collective weekends, right? You know,
that's the crowning event.
Yes, Joey Janela's spring break is like the event of the weekend.
Well, goddamn.
And let me read off this match to you.
Yes, please tell us what makes it the event.
Speedball Mike Bailey, fifth match of the weekend.
Five, Speedball, stop it.
Mike Bailey versus El Hijo del Vikingo.
Fuck, okay.
And then Joey Janela versus Kota Ibushi.
Oh my, okay.
And for the GCW Tag Team Championships, the Motor City Machine Guns versus Nick Wayne and Jordan Oliver.
Oh, what? Fuck. Okay. Yep. Nope. This is the card. This is the damn. Okay. It's the second the. There's another one that's also
we'll get there.
To me. We'll get there. I'm waiting.
Then 3 a.m. on Friday night is GCW Emo Fight. What the fuck that is? I don't know.
What in the world?
Oh, also, I forgot the spring break show. They've also announced Maki Ito and Nick Cage will both be on. Nick Cage will also be at spring break.
What the fuck? Holy shit. That's so insane.
Yeah. Saturday, April the 1st.
Give it to me.
On Peacock, NXT Stand and Deliver. I am hyped as fuck for this, actually.
Yeah, NXT do be cooking.
NXT is cooking right now, and I will happily tell everyone that will listen.
Absolutely. As is your right.
NXT is my favorite weekly wrestling show right now.
Hell yeah, brother.
Then, I hate how this conflicts, is at 2 p.m. Eastern on Fight, Effie's Big Gay Brunch 6.
Yes! 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 Fuck
yeah. It's I'm gonna watch both shows. It's gonna be good, but I'm sad that they are happening at the same time.
Yeah. I fucking love Effie, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. If you don't know, the Big Gay Brunch is as you think it sounds. It's basically a big celebration of LGBTQ wrestlers.
It's gay as fuck, bleed.
It is. And we're now in a place. Now the shows are a little less affected by COVID guidelines.
Yes, I know. Yeah, we
watched the one deep right there in the smackdown of the pandemic.
Yeah, we don't have
this podcast.
Oh shit, what's her name? Pollo, whatever.
Because she would have been working out of Florida, wasn't it? Where they did this? Yes, because that was when the WrestleManias were in Tampa.
That was Pirate
Mania.
I just got that. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, that was the whole gimmick. They were in the Buccaneer Stadium.
Yes, of course. Fucking well, yeah. So, El Pollo. It's not El Pollo Loco. It's I forget her.
That's something.
It's not her. Vainly, trying to get people to fucking wear their masks while people are just like no.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So then at 7 p.m. Eastern on Peacock on Saturday, WrestleMania 39 night one.
Some little like indie show. Who the fuck cares?
Who cares? I mean, I guess I'll just list the matches off. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Title. We don't know any of the nights on these shows except like the main event.
The main event, yeah.
The Raw Women's Championship for Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Austin Theory versus John Cena for the U.S. title.
Which is so
Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre for the IC title. Edge versus Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell. In Heck in a Sec. A 4-way women's tag match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez have qualified. We don't know anybody else yet. A fatal 4-way men's tag match between the Street Profits, the Viking Raiders, the Alpha Academy, and Braun Strowman and Ricochet.
Okay.
The Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship.
I mean, I guess.
Brock Lesnar versus Omos Rise up, Homo sapiens.
Yeah, that shit's been memed to hell and back.
Seth Rollins, speaking of memes, Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
Yes.
And Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control.
Oh, I'm sure that. Yup. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I guess if you were like, I don't want to watch after WrestleMania, you're like, I need more matches. I need more
wrestling per wrestling.
Well, don't worry. At midnight on Saturday night, Gringo Locos, the world on Lucha 2.
Oh.
If you want like a solid introduction into like Lucha Libre, there you go. It's got Gringo Loco. It's got Psycho Clown. Psycho Clown is for the kids. That's what you need to know.
Doink?
It's got
Babyface Doink?
It's got Hijo del Vikingo. It's got the Laredo Kid. Good shit.
Oh my god.
Then Sunday, April 2nd, at 3 p.m. Eastern is the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony. I didn't know was a thing.
Maybe it's
but
brand new.
They are inducting Christopher Daniels, cheerleader
Wait.
Melissa, Jimmy Jacobs, and Michael Modest. I know 3 of those people.
I know one of those people.
Hey, and then WrestleMania Night 2, 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, excuse me. The one match we know for sure that is taking place on Sunday, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
Cody Rhodes about to be like adrenaline in my soul. I am champion Uwoo-oh.
Uwoo-oh. Yes. So I don't think I mentioned the WrestleCon show is available on the High Spots Network. Everything else is on Fight. So,
literally everything.
Yeah, I mean.
Also Pollo Del Mar. I just remembered.
All right. Yeah. So that is what's coming up this weekend.
Wow.
So much goddamn wrestling.
That's a lot of wrestling, Austin.
It is. I don't think I've ever watched all of the shows.
I don't think it's possible. I think like you need a fucking like time machine. And way too much goddamn time.
Next year I need to like take days off of work just for WrestleMania weekend.
Man. You utter madman.
March 30th, 31st, I need off. I'm taking off.
You're an insane person, but also I respect it. I respect the dedication. I could never.
Just to stay home and watch wrestling literally all day.
Shit,
but
dude.
The lineup is nuts this year. If any of those shows interest you, again, they're like $20 to $30 a piece.
They're all good guys.
I don't have the specific.
WrestleMania comes free with a Peacock subscription.
It does.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of wrestling. If you're willing to pay some money to check out some wrestling, there is so many goddamn options this weekend.
Oh yeah, please God, do yourselves a favor. Check some of this shit out, guys. It's great. And hey, if you like hearing us ramble about wrestling, we do talk about this shit sometimes on the Twitter, and the voices carry over. So like, we bring our signature style to the tweeter.
Yeah. Sorry to all of you who sat there for like 20 minutes as I ran down like 15 shows.
I'm fucking here for it. That's man. I went through an experience with that. It was religious. But anyway, for all of that coverage and more, check us out on the Twitter at Noobs and Knockouts.
I am determined to live tweet the spring break this year.
I
started it
better.
I did a little bit last year, but I unfortunately have adapted to a completely normal bedtime schedule. So like I fell asleep too early into that show.
Boo.
But tweeting out weird shit at 2 a.m. was very fun. I'll give you that.
I want to see like Austin's fucking like Red Bull fueled 3 a.m. spring break Twitter ranting. That's what I'm here for.
But anyway, I guess for me personally, I'm probably like spring break, the big gay brunch.
Absolutely.
TJPW.
Yes.
I definitely want to watch that. Probably Impact and NJPW Multiverse United are strong.
That's
Only
so
the strong
insane.
survive.
That's so
Um,
fucking insane.
that I've always heard good things about Bloodsport and For the Culture, but I've never watched either of those regular events. So I probably want to hop on that. It's tough because I kind of want to just watch all of it. But
no, I don't blame you. I too want to watch all of it, but also, holy
I
shit, what a
burned
casting.
myself the hell and fuck out.
Yeah, Austin's like, I'm never watching wrestling again.
That has actually happened to me trying to keep up with like WrestleMania, just following WWE's WrestleMania weekend. I've burned myself out before trying to follow it was like Takeover, WrestleMania, Raw, SmackDown, just night. It's
Oh
tough.
my
It's tough.
god.
The Super Card of Honor. Want to watch that?
Holy shit. Oh my god, insane shit. Fuck,
Mm.
dude. Anyway, so yeah, all that on the Twitter. If you want to get in super direct contact with us, you can find us. We have an email address too. Ain't that neat? You can email us at noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. That's noobs, the word and knockoutspod@gmail.com. Come say hi to us there. Tell us what you think about the show. Tell us things you want us to see us cover on the show. Um, uh, Tell us how fucking based and red pill our hot takes are, or how lame, stupid you think they are. Either way, start that good old discourse. Just come say hi. We love people saying hi. We would love to say hi back. Noobs and knockoutspod@gmail.com. And of course, finally, if you want to kind of help out the show a little bit, you can find us on Patreon. Hey, we got a Patreon. Ain't that cool? The link for that is in our Twitter. We are also the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Patreon. $1 a month gets you early access to episodes and a shout out at the end of each episode. Shout out, as always, to friend of the show, the Sugar Daddy, Kyle Smith, for all of his support of our show. And it means a lot to us. If you want to jump on with our boy Kyle, enjoy some perks, and help out the show a little bit. Just a singular one little dollary do is all it takes to get a little bit of that sweet parasocial recognition from your boys here, and you get the bragging rights if I get to listen to this fucking show before anybody else does. Either way, it helps out the show immensely if you're so inclined. Greatly appreciated. Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Patreon. Once again, the link for that is in our Twitter.
See y'all next time.
Hasta luego.